Hello, welcome to the Monday Meditations again. We are back on for a couple of weeks um, with a new series, the Meditations Beyond the Ego, and I'm going to split that series because my kids are coming back from Germany. They've been gone for a whole year, and they will be back in August. So I will take a small break there from this series, and then mid-August we'll continue. But anyway, for now, we're back on every Monday in July and with the meditations beyond the eye. This is a series that actually started as an in-person course, and I um, taught this last year as well. And the reason why I like doing it is because so much of what keeps us from being present, what keeps us from, being present in meditation and being present all other times as well, are the concerns of the ego and identity, the concerns of that I. And so what is that ego? It's everything that I would call I, me, and mine. Everything that, for most of us, what we think we are in this world, that's the ego. And it stops at being this larger awareness of being, a part of consciousness that is going beyond. And so some traditions say, this is the little me, is the ego. And, there's nothing wrong with ego. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having an ego. This is a really important evolutionary task that we have to get to. And we start at about 2 years when we start naming things and when we start seeing ourselves as different in this world. Um, and then it goes until and then once we know who we are, we start to expand that identity slowly but surely. So first of all, it's just me and mom, and then it's me and family, and then it's me and my friends, and bigger family and school. So we want to start identifying with bigger and bigger identities, and in that same way our consciousness gets bigger as well. And the first time that we get to a place where, or we should evolutionary get to a place where we identify with a spiritual consciousness, something that's, as we're questing for being part of a creation, a bigger creation comes in, that generally should start at about 18 till mid-20s. So that's when a lot of the time the first interest in religions and spiritual traditions comes in. And if we don't do that, if we don't continue to evolve into bigger experience of I, then the ego becomes limiting. And then when that happens is we get stuck with the fears of the ego, and those fears they generally revolve around not being enough, not having enough, and not feeling safe, like survival fears. So, and that's generally at the bottom of, what drives most people to distraction, either trying to work too hard or just not feeling comfortable in the world, is that feeling of I'm not enough. And then on the other hand, there is that perception that we have to drop the ego, to be free of it. So this is like of the spiritual teachings. And that belief often creates another internal schism, another fight where one part of it is trying to be better than another part of us. So Kim Eng, who teaches with Eckhart Tolle, she says, you've got to love the ego to death. And I think that's a nice way of looking at it, because you have to love it because it is a part of you, as long as, until such a time when you're free of these constraints. It is a part of you. It is who you think you are. So pushing it away creates that internal split while you're trying to be whole. So we don't leave it behind. We'll bring it with. We know it's part of us. It's part of our identity. It's part of the baggage that we bring with us on the way to to self-liberation, to finding ourselves. Um, but what we do is we stop identifying with its little concerns. So the boundaries, because we see that the boundaries of those little concerns make us small, they make us fearful. So, I'm more than a teacher, a mother, a veterinarian. I am all of these, and I'm also part of life. I'm part of a whole expression of life, part of a humanity's consciousness, part of the consciousness of the planet. And so we understand more about being part of a greater spiritual field or greater part of consciousness. And then the small dictates are less powerful. And they no longer seem as necessary for survival. So how does this feed into our meditation? Because in meditation, again, there is this thing of that being the art of relaxing and at the same time being alert, being present in life, not relaxing and drifting off, but really being present. And so it's teaching us to focus while being in comfort, because a lot of the time we're we're focusing and stressed, right? Um, the art of being relaxed and alert. When we're practicing that, we can play a really unique part in the world today, because we are role models of being calmer and showing people, just by being calmer, showing people how to do it. Because the stress around us in our world, it accumulates because people don't allow themselves to relax until everything's done, which pretty much translates into, you don't relax. And so knowing and seeing that you can be useful when you're relaxed, that allows stress levels to just drop. And then when our stress levels are dropped, we're less likely to fall into traps of negativity, traps of negative thinking, and we're less likely to, fight with others around us. So the demands of the ego, these concerns of, having to be good enough, having to survive, having to have a place in the world, that's what's keeping us from being relaxed. So these meditations are a way of questioning, what can we be beyond just that? So let's get ready to meditate. The invitation, as usual, is to sit comfortably and easily. Ideally, sit with the spine erect and the chest open so that the breath can flow freely and without an obstruction, without us needing to do anything with it. And if that feels safe and right, I invite you to close your eyes, or if you want to keep them open, to just look, maybe not on the screen, look into the middle distance, and allow the vision to unfocus. And then just become aware of the breath. And just noticing your individual rhythm of breath, your natural rhythm of breath right now, whatever that is. It might be fast because you've just been running. It might be slow and relaxed. It might be a little labored because you've got allergies. Whatever it is, it's this natural for you right now. Become aware of the sensations of the breath. The sensation of air flowing past the nostrils and down the throat, expanding the chest. And then the chest collapsing and the air coming back out. Notice that the sensation of breath influences other parts of the body. With the next inhalation, follow the sensation of the breath all the way down into the abdomen and then down the legs and to the feet. And just become aware of the feet, touching the ground, maybe touching each other. Notice the sensation of socks or shoes or maybe just air on skin. Become aware of the inner feeling of the feet, the inner body. Become aware of the ankles, the lower legs, the knees and the thighs. The hips, buttocks, region of the genitals. Become aware of the lower abdomen. Notice any tension, any discomfort, any sensation really. And just allow it to be there right now. Become aware of the region of liver and stomach right underneath the rib cage. And become aware of the chest. Again, noticing the movement of the breath. You might even be able to feel your heartbeat. And becoming aware of the shoulders. And once again, just noticing any tension. and allowing it to be as it is. And becoming aware of the shoulders, arms, and hands. And the length of the spine. Becoming aware of the throat. The face. Becoming aware of the back of the head and the top of the head. And becoming aware of the whole body. The whole body. And I invite you to notice any expectations that you might have, what this is about to be. Any expectations of what this meditation should do for you? What will happen if you sit today, every day? How is this meditation going to make you a better human? Just notice. What is happening in your days, in your life up to this point that brings you here? Sitting now or listening to the recording. That is the baggage you bring into this moment. And just allow it to just be there. And now consider, what would you be right now without this expectation? Just sitting without this reason for sitting. Present in this moment. Breath, body, without needing to become different, without needing this meditation to do anything for you. Who would you be? And if your answer is I don't know, then I invite you to just stay with that. I don't know. Allow that to be there. Hmm. You could explore, who would you be as someone who doesn't know, doesn't need to know. Who is it that needs to know? Mm. Become aware of your breath again. Mm. Become aware of the sensations in the body. Becoming aware of the feet, and the ankles, the legs. Becoming aware of the hips and buttocks, the abdomen, the chest. Becoming aware of shoulders, arms, and hands. The length of the spine, the throat. The face, the head. Becoming aware of the whole body. The whole body. Becoming aware of the chair or surface you're sitting on. And your environment, the room you're in, or wherever you are. And once again, taking a deep breath in and breathing out. And slowly and gently, in your own time, you can open the eyes again. So the invitation, like every week, is to make a commitment to sit for, a little bit of time every day. And doesn't have to be the whole 20 minutes, or you can use this recording to measure the time if you want to. But just as you sit, to contemplate, what are my expectations this moment? What are the expectations that drive me in my days? And who would I be without that right now? Just sitting, just sitting and allowing the breath to flow. Just sitting, being conscious with my body, with my environment. Just noticing. And thank you for coming. I will hopefully see you next week.